The story of Simon Peter, one of Jesus' closest disciples, is one of transformation, faith, failure, and redemption. Simon, a fisherman from Galilee, was called by Jesus to leave his nets behind and become a fisher of men. His journey demonstrates the power of God's grace to transform ordinary people into extraordinary instruments of his purpose. Simon was an ordinary fisherman, working alongside his brother Andrew on the shores of the Sea of Galilee. Their lives were simple, dictated by the rhythm of the waves and the catch of the day. One day, Jesus approached them as they were casting their nets into the water. "Follow me," Jesus said, "and I will make you fishers of men." Without hesitation, Simon and Andrew left their nets and followed Jesus. This moment marked the beginning of Simon's journey as a disciple of the Messiah. Simon quickly became one of Jesus' most prominent followers, often speaking up when others remained silent. His fiery personality and bold faith made him a natural leader among the disciples. It was Jesus who gave him the name Peter, meaning rock, signifying the role he would play in building the early church. One of Simon Peter's most memorable moments occurred when Jesus asked the disciples who they believed he was. Peter boldly declared, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus commended Peter for his faith, telling him, "On this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it." However, Peter's journey of faith was not without its struggles. One night, as the disciples were crossing the Sea of Galilee, a storm arose. Jesus appeared, walking on water toward their boat. Overcome with awe and faith, Peter stepped out of the boat to walk toward Jesus. For a moment he too walked on the water. But as the wind howled and the waves rose, fear overtook him, and he began to sink. He cried out, "Lord, save me!" Jesus immediately reached out his hand, pulling Peter to safety and saying, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" This moment demonstrated both Peter's willingness to take bold steps of faith and his human tendency to falter. Peter's greatest failure came on the night of Jesus' arrest. During the Last Supper, Jesus told Peter that he would deny him 3 times before the rooster crowed. Peter, full of confidence, insisted, "Even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you." But fear overtook Peter when Jesus was arrested. As he followed from a distance, people recognized him as one of Jesus' followers. 3 times, Peter denied knowing Jesus, each time with increasing desperation. After the 3rd denial, the rooster crowed, and Peter remembered Jesus' words. Overcome with shame and grief, he wept bitterly. After Jesus' resurrection, Peter's story took a remarkable turn. By the Sea of Galilee, the risen Jesus appeared to the disciples. In a tender moment, Jesus asked Peter 3 times, "Do you love me?" Each time Peter replied, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus responded, "Feed my sheep." This exchange symbolized Peter's restoration and his renewed calling to lead and care for the followers of Christ. Peter went on to become a central figure in the early church. Empowered by the Holy Spirit at Pentecost, he boldly preached the gospel, leading thousands to faith. He performed miracles, healed the sick, and fearlessly proclaimed Jesus as the Messiah, even in the face of persecution. Peter's story is a testament to God's grace and the transformative power of faith. Though he faltered and failed, God used him to accomplish great things. Simon Peter's journey encourages us to trust in God's plan, to step out in faith, and to seek forgiveness and restoration when we fall.